Hi guys, good to see you. Listen, this is Papa. I wanted to tell you some things. You notice I got my hood on? You know why? Because it's cold down here. Well, it's cold for us. You guys know what cold is. When it feels really cold when you go outside. Well, let me show you. We have a thermometer over here. Can you see the thermometer? It looks a little like a plate. And it has a hand and some numbers. And right there it says, oh, it's 54 degrees. 54 degrees. Well, 54 degrees doesn't sound real cold, but for us it's kind of cold. And I wanted to show you some things around the yard. So I'm going to show you a few things, and then I'm going to tell you about them. I want you to see this plant here, and notice this leaf, and this one, and this one. I'm going to tell you all about those in a few minutes. Oh, look at this over here. Look at this plant. And notice the leaves here, and all down in there, and look how many leaves are just sort of gone. And it doesn't look very healthy, does it? There's some more of that same kind of plant out there. And I'm going to take you outside so we can see some things out here. Oh, look at these palm trees over here. Their leaves are not green, are they? They're kind of brown. And they don't look very healthy. Why would that be, do you think? Oh, and look at all of these. The leaves are all brown and shriveled up, and they don't look very healthy, do they? Yeah, they don't look very healthy at all. And all of these over here, you know why that is? Because some plants are tropical plants. And tropical plants are not very well adapted for cold weather. Well, not too long ago, it got really cold down here, and it was freezing, just like you guys have freezing weather when ice forms, and you can see ice like in your little wheelbarrow and everything. Well, when it freezes, plants that are not well adapted for cold, they get hurt real bad. Sometimes it even kills them. These palm trees, they're tropical plants, and they're not meant for cold weather. And that's why you don't have these kinds of plants up in Atlanta. Because in Atlanta, you get more cold weather than we do. This plant is a tropical plant. And because it's a tropical plant, it's not adapted for cold weather. It doesn't do very well in cold weather. But this one's still alive. Look. Right here, you can see a new leaf coming out. So all the old leaves were killed back, but the new leaf is coming back. There's some more new leaves. So I think this plant's going to be all right, but it doesn't do real well in cold weather. And this palm tree, it looks like it's going to be okay. Here's some new growth right in here. Can you see this is a new green leaf, and it's going to be all right. But the old leaves, they got hurt real bad by the cold because they're tropical plants, and tropical plants don't do well in cold weather. Now I'm going to show you another plant over here. And I want you to see something about it. Now this one doesn't have any leaves on it. But it's not because it got hurt by the cold weather. This plant is called a bald cypress. Now a bald cypress means that it's a cypress tree that loses all of its needles during the winter. And it does that to protect it. But give it a few more weeks, and it'll be nice and green just like it was all last year. Look at the bark on the bald cypress tree. This bark has little thin layers you can just kind of peel off. And that helps protect the tree. And you'll also see some lichens growing on the bald cypress tree. Now they don't hurt the tree. They're another kind of plant that grows on the tree, and it just gives them a good place to grow. Now let me show you another tree over here. Oh, here we go. Look at this one. Now this one loses its leaves too, but it's just about spring down here, and you can see right here little flowers that are starting to grow. Look at them. They're all over. And this is a maple tree, and it's going to grow a lot of leaves on these places, but these flowers are going to grow a lot of maple seeds and make it so there could be other maple trees. Now look at the bark on the maple tree. It's different from the bark that was on the cypress tree. Notice it's a different color, See how it's a different color? But it has some lichens growing on it, just like the cypress tree had lichens growing on it. Okay? A lot of lichens, and it has places where it's kind of cracked up like the cypress tree had. But it's a different kind of tree that's adapted for the cold, and this one works real well in cold weather. God has made this tree so it's adapted well for cold weather, and it does fine here. Now let me show you another tree over here. This is our tangerine tree. You remember the tangerine tree, the one that I brought the tangerines from? Doesn't have any tangerines on it now because I picked them all off. Okay? And you can see that it looks okay, but not real good yet. So I want you to know that it's going to have tangerines again this year. Alright, well, I've told you some things about trees that are adapted for cold weather, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Oh, there are the dogs next door. See them over there? Alright, have a good day.